Hey guys, Antrim here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the 23rd and the 24th weekly snapshot for 2012. Now the reason why I'm not showing the 24th weekly snapshot as its own video is because there really wasn't a whole lot added with the snapshot, and more than likely the video would only end up being like a minute and a half to 2 minutes long, and I know that's not something that you guys really want. And because I missed the 23rd weekly snapshot while I was at E3, I figured, hey, why not just cover them both in the same video, and I would be all caught up, because I'm sure you guys probably, some of you only watch my snapshot videos or something like that, so you may have missed out on the details as to what it's all about. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to launch right into it here. So there are two main things that were added in the 24th snapshot, and that is when you end up mining up an ender chest here, when I mine it up here, it's going to drop 8 pieces of obsidian. So as you can see, I went from 16 to 24 pieces of obsidian there. And if you use a pickaxe that has silk touch on it, then you will actually get the ender chest itself up. So yeah, and the second update that was added with this is if I type in /publish here, if you're playing with other people on your local area network, so for example, if someone's over your house and they're using your network, like your Wi-Fi or something, or they're hooked up into your network or something, they can now join your single player servers using that right there. So command center :53272, if they type that into their multiplayer server IP area, then they will join this map that you have hosted. So you can do this within single player, and it's going to be very useful if you end up hosting something like a LAN party or something and you just want to host it straight off your computer or something like that. It'll end up working out really nicely, and I can see how bigger bigger trade show events or something like that, maybe something like PAX Prime or something like that, if they end up hosting another scavenger hunt event, then they could make use out of this, because it would make it very easy in order to host a multiplayer server. So anyways, moving on to the 23rd snapshot, the enchantment levels are slightly exponential again. So now it only takes 825 experience to reach level 30, and the first 16 levels are linear, in that they require the same amount of experience in order to get all the way up to level 16, and then at level 17 and above, it requires slightly more in order to reach each level all the way up to level 30, which is still the maximum. The next thing is that the end portal frame was added to the creative menu. So if I put myself into creative here, let me just do game mode 1, I believe it is. Yes, it is. And if I type in end, as you can see, the end portal frame is down here. And let me go ahead and let me drag a few of these into here and give myself this. And if I go ahead and I just literally just create what an end portal frame would be, because they did actually make this functional. Let me make sure that there's blocks below it everywhere there needs to be, just so I don't end up messing this up. And I set a few down right here, and then I place all of the ender pearls inside of their spots. It will actually, maybe I should get rid of the tall grass too. I don't know if that would affect it. Okay, so it didn't do it in this case, but usually it does. Okay, so let me try this here. I bet I can get it. No, okay, but in a previous attempt, it actually did create the end portal frame. So I know I'm doing something wrong here, but yeah. So let me just try this here. I am determined, and if I can't get it, then oh well. But I do know that I did end up getting an end portal frame to work before. So yeah, it's not gonna work in the one case where I'm trying to demo it. Oh well. More than likely, if you end up trying it for yourself, it will end up working. So Tripwire itself got adjusted a little bit, in that now you can have a total distance between the 2 points be up to 40 blocks. So if you're really looking to hide the tripwire, like, in a long or thick corridor or just an open area or something like that, yeah, it'll end up working. And this isn't nearly 40 blocks or anything like that, but I just kind of have it here so I can end up showing it to you guys. And another thing is that now the tripwire is affected by a lot more things, more specifically things like regular entities, but it's not affected by things like Eye of the Ender or Bottles of Enchanting. But if I go ahead and I throw items on here, you could hear that it did in fact get tripped, and if I were to fire an arrow at it, it would get tripped as well. Let me actually do that here. Yeah, you can see it tripped it, but because I'm on creative and I don't have any arrows in my inventory, it's not going to pick this arrow up, so it is going to remain trapped. So might actually make for something interesting. Yeah, because now since things like pressure plates and arrows, pressure plates and tripwire actually react to arrows, now you have like a 1-minute counter if you have like a dispenser with arrows that you have fired directly onto this. So definitely use your imagination as far as that goes. I know that SethBling has released a video specifically talking about this. At least I'm pretty sure it was him who did that, so be sure to check that out as well. So anyways, moving on here, the next thing that I want to talk about is the fact that boats. Yeah, boats. Got a speed adjustment, so now it's that you can boast about the speed of your boat now. Actually, everyone's getting the same speed adjustment. But now, you know, since the update where single player and multiplayer kind of got merged, there's a lot of things that are different. Like, for example, animals themselves are laggy. And if you guys remember, in multiplayer, boats were really hard to control. Like, they would only turn like every 45 degrees or something like that. It seems like even, okay, yeah, so you can see the little bit of lag that are on the mobs over there. But now, boats have been adjusted so that, you know, they work just the way they used to. So they're not really easier to control if you compare it to 1.2.5, but they are a bit faster. So as you can see here, like, it might be a little bit hard to tell in just a very small lake type area right here. But, if you get yourself going at a distance, you will really be able to see how, like, fast this can end up going. So definitely something that is quite cool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out of the boat here. And wait, where is that one area I was displaying everything? Okay, here it is. So the next thing that I wanted to show, and I did end up mentioning it earlier, let me go ahead and let me destroy this, is that pressure plates now react to arrows. So if I fire that down there, they react to arrows and will fire out a redstone signal. So again, it's definitely something that is very, very cool for all you redstone creators out there. If you have any interest in, you know, using arrows with your pressure plates and making devices and that stuff, definitely worth checking out. And one of the very last things that I want to talk about, or I think there's like 2 or 3 more things that I want to talk about, is now that with texture packs, if you end up, you know, installing a texture pack into your texture packs folder, and you actually don't have it in a zipped file, it'll still work. So now, the reason why this is significant is if you place just a folder with all the texture pack stuff into your texture packs folder. So like, for example, if you were to download my texture pack and you were to unzip it and put it in your texture packs folder, it would still work. And the reason why this is kind of significant is because now it makes it easy to take out things and swap things out, edit things, you know, as you see fit, and they'll end up working just fine. And the little image icon, when I go save and quit out here, the little image icon will end up working for it. I think something worth noting is I believe this is in fact an unzipped texture pack, but this one is a zipped one. As you can see, it says zip here, but it doesn't say zip here. So anyways, let's just go ahead and let's move back into the game here. The second to last thing that I want to talk about is that now when you're on a multiplayer server and you're playing with someone, when they're actually mining up a block, you'll see the little cracking effect that you know, usually shows up. So if I type in /game mode 0 here and I, you know, destroy the grass here, you'll see other players who do that. So, you know, just something to make the game just a little bit more realistic and a little bit more enjoyable. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is stairs now have the correct hitbox. So if I go ahead and I game mode myself here, I'm going to give myself some stairs to give this a quick test. And let's just go ahead and let's fire this down here. So now, when I fire my arrow at this here, you can see the arrow actually lands on the middle part of the stair here, rather than just kind of like sticking to the top bit where it feels like it's in midair. It doesn't do that anymore. But if I fire it at the top, obviously, it's going to work out just fine. So yeah, I guess if I wanted to, like, now the old design where if you wanted to make a window out of stairs or something like that, no longer works, unfortunately. But let me go ahead and let me, like, create it here really quickly. Something like this, just like that. And then let me do this, and then let me do that. So now if I were to fire arrow through this, it will actually fire right through. And yeah, so anyways, guys, I'm sure that I didn't end up covering everything in this. Oh, and by the way, hitting F no longer reloads the chunks. I thought that would be worth noting as well. So I know that I probably haven't covered everything in this video, but I wanted to cover as much as I could, you know, given all the information that was written down on Minecraft Wiki, you know, and try and bring all that information to you. So yeah, if you guys want to check out this snapshot, the link is going to be in the description below. All you have to do is put this into your bin folder to install it, and it's just as simple as that. So anyways, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. My name is AntVenom. Oh, and before I end off the video, this was a big one that I was feared forgetting. Now, wow, I can't believe I almost forgot this, but if you end up destroying an ender chest while playing on multiplayer, it actually, like, the way it used to work in multiplayer is that, the chest itself was universal to everybody per world, so that's the way it used to work, but now it works a lot of the way like it does in single player, so it's just your chest. So like if you destroy your chest, yeah, you'll get like the 8 obsidian blocks, and like you're not destroying a universal chest or something like that. It's a little bit hard to explain, I guess, but basically it works the way it should. So anyways, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. My name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.